Tippy tie, my damies, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 13 of Reviewedly Interrupted, with me, your host, Mustache Tang. That's quite the stash, isn't it? Yeah. It's like, who's that fucking guy? Who's the guy that has the perfect mustache? Babe, who's the guy that has the... Jim Croce.
Tom Selleck.
Jim Croce. Jim Croce has the perfect mustache.
Sam Elliott.
No, Jim Croce.
Anyone but Jim Croce.
Jim Croce is epic, and I'm coming after you, Croce. I'm coming after you. You can save D's nuts in a bottle. How about that?
Sam Elliott.
Whatever. And kicking off now, since I did the zombie franchise, I'm now doing Hellraiser. You know, and I was going to do this like a few days ago, and I just wasn't feeling it, so I'm doing it now. So here you go. But I'm going to show off a couple of my little versions of Hellraiser I got here. I got this one, which is the tetralogy, and it has the first 4 films, which is pretty cool. And they're all in lovely 4K. And I tell you what, this thing looks fucking badass in 4K. But before I got this set, for some reason, I don't know why, I wanted to get the Arrow Hellraiser trilogy. So I got that on Blu-ray as well, and I don't know, it's a pretty neat little set. I like it. It's like Arrow. I just like having Arrow editions of shit anyway, because Arrow is pretty fucking awesome. They come out with some really great editions of stuff, and I love it. And this is also Arrow, but I don't know why. I just waited, but I kind of dig having both. It's kind of neat having the little sets. But that's what we're starting off with. Hellraiser from 1987, rated R, 1 hour 34 minutes long, which is kind of short. Cast of Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins, Ashley Lawrence, Sean Chapman, and Doug motherfucking Bradley, yo. Yeah. Directed by Clive Barker. I gotta tell you, old Clivey boy does really awesome adaptations of his stories. I like him as a director when it comes to his stuff. I think he only directs his stuff. I don't know. Or, I don't know. We're talking about this anyway. Yes, I'm also drinking coffee. But I think he does a really great job with his adaptations, you know, because it's like, it's already been his vision, so he sees it, and it really, like, what he's put down on the page really comes across really well on the screen. So let's go with the great opening, then plain titles, and the epic theme. I love that, where you have that whole little opening scene and everything, and then it's just the titles. There's no visuals, no pictures. You know how it's like the titles aren't over action. It's just black. It's just regular titles. And you got that epic orchestral theme that's just playing. So it's just like, it's kind of classic. It's like, doesn't he do the same thing in like Candyman? I do believe at the beginning of Candyman it's the same thing. But it's kind of like that classic thing where there was like 2 ways to do it. You either had the action still going underneath and the titles going, or it was just straight black and that. And it's like, there's something about it that's a little more foreboding, because it just cuts away and it's just very sterile. It seems very sterile, which is kind of cool. And it starts off grimy as shit. You know, those dirty nails. Those dirty nails. Those are... it's like, dude, those are some nasty nails. Has that, it's going to be gory look during the ritual scene. You know, when he's like sitting there and he's already starting to do the puzzle and he's got the candles, and it's like, okay, you know. And it's like, even before the hooks, you're like, oh man, this guy's gonna get fucked up. And sure enough, the fucking hooks, man. The chain room, so unique and just aggressive. You know, so after he gets ripped apart and everything, you know, and Pinhead is looking for the little pieces of his face and everything, just the look of that room, it's like, it's very sparse, actually. There's not a lot going on in that room. A couple things hanging. It's mostly chains, and it's not even like a crazy amount of chains to me, you know? I mean, I guess any amount of chains hanging from a ceiling in a room that shouldn't have chains hanging from it it's probably too many chains. But I mean, like, for this scene, it's not like this overabundance where it's like crazy, like, oh my God, you know? But it's very aggressive just because its look. Its look is so aggressive. It just comes at you like, yeah. And Pinhead, the box. What, man? This is genre redefining. Yes. We've seen slashers. This, I would say, I would put it into like, would you call it a supernatural slasher maybe? I don't know. Maybe. But like, It's like it came out around all the other slashers. I mean, he's lumped in with the other slashers of the period. So I mean, let's just I don't know, fuck it, let's just call it a slasher. But how it's done is not anything like a slasher, which makes it fucking great. It's like a demon movie, a monster movie, and a slasher all in one. So it's like it's very different. It's very new. The look, everything, so unique from what we're used to because it brings in this whole like lore and everything else. So it's like it's pretty cool. I like the excellent time jump transition. We're just like, isn't that the one in the box where it's like, it's just like it's a really good time transition because it's just like it's very seamless. You know, for the time. I mean, 1987. Like sometimes you can see like the little like where it's just a little off or something, but this was just really good, really seamless, really nice. And it's I said establishing the relationship rift early, you know, between Claire Higgins and Andrew Robinson. Their whole marriage is just not good, not good at all. The fucking Julia is just this cold bitch, and fucking what Larry, he's kind of a doof. I don't even know how they met. I don't even know how they even started to even think about getting married. They seem so fucking awfully different. And then Barker is really great at creating characters that give us a very strong emotional response, but doesn't shove it down our throats. It's like we get these characters, we see the rift, and we already kind of like feel a certain way about them, but it's not like so overt where they're saying like these lines that are just so like bald face, like I hate you, you know, just like straight up. It's not so in your face. It's just like how it's like there's a lot of passive aggressiveness with these characters, you know, where it's like they're not saying everything, but you can see it in their eyes and everything. It's very good. And then looked like a big jar of weed Julia unpacked. If you look when she's unpacking, I couldn't tell what it was, but it looked like a big jar of bud. And I'm like, damn, dude, they get down. The Julia Frank dealio, their love affair, her jealousy and longing, her memories. That shit's fucking nuts, dude. It's like he dicked her down one time, and then it's like she's like, my heart belongs to you. It's like this dude's a scumbag. It's like you're one of the you got some issues. I think instead of going after Frank, you could repair your marriage by maybe going to some counseling, like not just couples counseling. I think you need to see someone because there's some issues if you like total pieces of shit. Hey, man, it's just the thing, you know? It's like you got some issues, figure them out. Find a good person. There you go. That banging on the wedding. Oh, man, I just spit coffee all over this shit. I get it in my mustache. I actually got to trim my mustache. It's ridiculous. But, the banging on the wedding dress was just straight up dirty, dude. That was some dirty, dirty shit. Not just like for her because it's like, dude, that's your wedding dress that you're getting married to her brother. But the fact that that's your brother's old lady and you're just like a scumbag. You just go bang your bro's old lady the day before the wedding on the wedding dress and shit. It's like, you're a piece of shit, dude. And see, I kind of like broke it apart, the difference between, you know, it's like the kind of like the not great things about both Frank and Larry. Like Frank is a narcissist, aggressive, dangerous, confident. But it's like all those things are what attract Julia, which is crazy. You know, that shows that it's like, you know, she's got a little bit of issues that she needs to get worked out maybe. Well, Larry is meek, faints when he sees blood. He's very passive aggressive. That's fucking annoying. So I can see why she might not like that. What did I say? Like boring, obnoxious. Yeah, it sucks when it's like I can't even read my own writing. That's like, damn, dude. Frank's reemergence. You know, when the blood drops on the floor and he's like coming back to life, and this whole like. Just like that whole scene, that reemergence scene, and to watch it in 4K was awesome. I gotta say, it looks really fucking great in 4K. I mean, you know, before I even watched it Blu-ray, it was like all the way I've watched it so many times on DVD, and it's like, you know, DVD quality is like decent, but it's like you start getting into this higher def stuff, it's like the clarity just isn't there. So it's a little, I wouldn't say grimier, but it's like it's got a little bit more of a grimy feel to it when you watch it on something like VHS or DVD. But like, just it, you could see so much more detail, and it was like, damn, dude, this is fucking awesome. It was some great effects, like some fucking awesome effects. Like I put gross, oozy, awesome. That's it. That primal scream, very nice, because it's such a strange scream too. It's like you got this lower tone and this high kind of piercing, shrieky tone over it. It's just like, there's something about that. It's very like not human. So that's why I thought it was cool. And then like when Julia kisses the other guys at the little get together at goodnight, after Larry hurt his hand and spilled his blood and everything, but not her own husband. She just looks at him, and it's like kind of like, Jesus Christ, dude. And the fact that he just goes back to like, oh yeah, let's drink. It's like, bro, you got some shit going on. They need to go home, and you need to be like, hey man, or something. You need to do your part, Larry. Frank's new face effects are pretty cool. How it's like just the flesh and the bone poking through it. It's like the anatomical look is just like very, I don't know. It almost looks plain in a way compared to like, when he like reemerges, all that crazy shit. So it looks rather plain in a way but it's very detailed and very, very cool. He manages to have a gothic, okay. This movie manages to have a gothic horror undertone. Yeah, I said it. There's something about it that's very gothic horror. It's not overt because it's like you're not looking around and then like the sets aren't gothic really. Like there's certain parts that feel a little more gothic, but it's not super gothic. The big house is a little gothic-y, but it's not dark. There's not a lot of dark shutters and dark. It's not dark. It's actually a very bright house, except for the attic. That place gets pretty dark. But like it's got this undertone, at least to me, that's how I feel it, where it's like kind of gothic in a way, just like the romance and the weird, and just like there's something about it that's almost like Shakespearean, but like very, very gothic in a way. I liked it. The nightmare scene, the sheet, blood, feathers, crying, that whole scene is nuts, dude. It's like was there a part, I think did I write it down? Maybe I didn't write it down. I'm going to say, like, my gal actually said, like, that nightmare, like, maybe, because, what is it, in the second movie, there's the line that's like, it's not hands that call us, it's desire, and it's like, Christy opened the box, but, it didn't seem like she had any kind of crazy desire that they would come after her. And so my gal was thinking about it, and she's like, hey, that whole nightmare with the bloody sheet, the baby crying, the feathers, all this stuff, maybe she had an abortion, and maybe that was like her guilty sin or something, or and so it's like she felt guilty about it, and they were coming after her about that. I'm not trying to say this is like some actual like religious moral story, Hellraiser. But no, like maybe it's like, it's supposedly in this, it was like the baby crying in the blood, or a miscarriage. Maybe she had a miscarriage, but it was due to something she did. There's like, it seems like there's a little more to this story, I can see the miscarriage thing because of all the blood and everything that's kind of like leaking and seeping, where it's like, yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. But the nightmare, it's like, maybe I should watch it with commentary. Maybe I'll say it's like been a minute since I like watched this shit with like all the special features and commentary. Maybe it's in there. We'll see. Larry's head looked fucking awesome, but the camera time was perfect. Yes. What you'd think like, but dude, his face is all fucked up, man. I want to see that effect more. And it's like, the great thing about it is that for a split second, if you're just like looking, especially if you know it's coming, you kind of look and you see, and it just looks fucked up. But it's so quick that your mind can't like put it all together. You just know that what you saw was a totally mangled fucking Larry head. And it's like, and then it's gone. So it's like, I kind of like that. At first I was like, man, I want to see it more, but I'm like, wait a second. What's great is like, just as your eyes are starting to focus on what the fuck you're looking at, it's gone. But you just know that as it was focusing, what you were seeing was fucked up, and some really great effects, and I actually like that. And I wrote down, picking up drunk men at 1 p.m. is crazy. It's like middle of the afternoon, and she's going to like some bar and picking up dudes and bringing them home to kill for Frank. But it's like, it's just so wild that you're just going to bars at like middle of the afternoon, like, hey man, what's up? How you doing? You want some? It's like, that's just some crazy shit regardless. Even more great effects with the hammer. The hammer, the hammer beating. When she beats that dude with the hammer, like when it goes across his face and just kind of skins it, and you see like his teeth and his jaw. That's some really cool effects. I mean, there's great effects all the way through this, and it's like pretty awesome. Skinless Frank. Oh wait, desiccated corpse effect was solid. Another great effect. I did like the desiccated corpse when Frank took his skin. And the skinless Frank is a great man in suit visual effect. It really is. When you see him full body in the whole like Anatomy Man fucking look and everything, it is a very great suit effect, because before you could just kind of see him from up there, and then it's like when you see it's like all the way down to the feet, and you really start looking at the details, the joints and everything else. It is a really great effect, and they put the slime on it, so it looks like it would just be like nerve endings just constantly going crackling or something. It just looks painful in a way too. And I don't know, I thought it was a really good man in suit effect, because it could have came across like a lot like cheesier, and it was pretty cool. I like Clive Barker's cameo character, how off he is. Because there's just like something not right about him. Not just like he's nuts or just not all there, but just something not quite human or something, just off. Like, this guy's on a different fucking plane, something alien, And I do like how he throws I do like his cameo. It's like a whole almost nod to like Hitchcock and Fulci jumping up in their movies, Argento being the hand that's the killing hand, and like his movies and stuff like that. The little cameo, I'm for it, man. Fuck it, dude. It's like, why not? And it's like, at least with Fulci, I don't think he did a bad job acting. Of course, his voice was overdubbed, so we don't know how goofy that sounded. At least I don't. But like, it seemed like his acting while he was on screen was fine. And it's like, I think Clive Barker ain't that bad of an actor either. Of course, he's not doing much, but it's very solid. It doesn't seem like he doesn't belong. Like, it's like he threw himself in there, but he really shouldn't have. No, it works and it's good. It's a long time since I've tasted anything. How long has he actually been dead? How long has Frank been dead? And here's the thing. While dead, does time move differently? Like, while he was dead, like hundreds of years went by. Like, it felt like 100 years, or it was like 100 years. But then he comes back and it's only been like 2 months or some shit. It's like, So it's like, how long has he actually been dead? I don't know. I don't think they ever said that. The rats nailed to the wall, one still twitching. Movie yet again ups the brutal factor. I mean, that's some like, you don't see a lot of movies these days doing shit like that. I mean, at least like bigger budget ones. I wouldn't say this had a major budget, but like bigger budget than like a lot of the indie films that like are very inventive and fun and just crazy. Like a lot of indie films, they'll like lower budget ones, they'll do what they want, because it's like, dude, they know they're not gonna be in fucking Hollywood getting awards. They're gonna make the movie they want to make, and so they make it, and it's usually awesome. This is the kind of shit that was in the 80s all the time. 80s and like early 90s and shit like that. It was pretty cool. 70s were just even crazier, man. Slicing the rat in half ups it yet again. It's like so brutal. It's like he's nailing rats to the wall. They're still living. And then he's like taking rats and slicing them with a knife. It's like all this just nastiness, dude. This guy's like crazy. And it's like, what a love story I wrote. Man dicks down lady. Lady becomes obsessed. Lady lures and murders men. So Dick Man can steal their blood and grow back his flesh. That, like I said, Shakespearean. It's very Shakespearean. I believe that's in about like 4 or 5 Shakespeare plays. Man dicks down lady. Lady becomes obsessed. Lady lures and murders men so Dick Man can steal their blood and grow back his flesh. Yeah, that's Shakespeare, dude. That's straight out of fucking Shakespeare. I swear. Which one was it? I don't know either. No, but I just find that funny. It's like fucking so twisted. But that's Barker, man. It's like, especially early Barker stuff, so out. He was thinking outside the box. He was like, dude, he did not conform to many total standards. Like even his fantasy shit, it's like crazy. And it's like, that's the kind of thing I love about his movies and his books. I wrote very romantic. That come to daddy line sounds slimy every time it's said. It doesn't matter who says it, what voice it comes out of, whether it's Frank's voice, you know, one like the overdub voice. It doesn't matter if Frank's saying it, you know, that come to daddy, you know, or when Frank is wearing Larry's skin, he's like, come to daddy. No, anytime, it just sounds slimy. That's a slimy line, maybe. I don't know. Is that a slime line? Just call the slime line. After Kirsty and Frank meet, we start to see how really important the puzzle box is. We did for a minute before, but now it starts to become another character. Because, see, it could have been just a little key, like, oh, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they just kind of use it, but focused on something else and just kind of made it very minimal, where it was just like, it just opens. Look, do. But no, Frank's like, no, you got to give that to me. And it's like, oh, so, you know, it ups its importance. And then as the movie goes on, it becomes very, very important. So then, mustache hair in my mouth. Gee, see, I got to get rid of this motherfucker. But see, even as the franchise goes along, it's not just Pinhead. It's not just the Cenobites. It's not just Marchand and his lineage or whatever. That puzzle box is another fucking character now. Just like the fog/mist in the zombie series. Boom. That puzzle box is another character. They might as well like put it in the credits. Puzzle box, played by Puzzle Box. Like, for real. It seems like there's something knowing in the doctor's eyes when he gives Kirsty the box. You know, when he's like, here, maybe this will help. There's something about it. It's like almost that demonic fate getting the box back to her because it wants her. So it's almost like she doesn't have the desire, but that hell side has the desire for her. You know, there's something. There's like more to this story. There's so much more to this story, you know? I got to read The Hellbound Heart again. Like, maybe it explains more in there. Like, I seriously haven't read that for fucking decades. Like, a long fucking time. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to, like, read it and maybe get a better idea of the movie. And so it's like, you know, reading the book and then watching the movie again might give me, like, an even greater, like, understanding of shit or something. I don't know. Sometimes the door opens into hell. Sometimes allows hell in. Isn't that weird? It's like it doesn't seem like there's any kind of real pattern. Like the first time, like she opens it, she goes into hell or whatever. The next time she opens it, the Cenobites come. So it's like, are they dictating over there? It's like that's not really explained either. It's like, is it the will of the person opening it, like subconsciously or deep down, that directs whether or not they're going to go into hell or hell is going to come to them? Or is it just hell dictating it and being like, okay, we're going to try to suck them into hell, or, you know, let's go out and fuck some shit up, guys. All right, high fives. But, oh yeah, see, here I did write it, but it was like way back here. Interesting question my gal brought up. Kirsty's sin was having an abortion. So I talked about that a little bit ago, where it's like, it could have either been like the abortion or something she did and then ended up having a miscarriage or something. But something with the baby. There's something with the baby. I don't know. Maybe she was like, maybe Kirsty is actually a really fucking terrible person and she was out smothering babies. We don't know. Because like I said, there's so much more to the story. And maybe that's it. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna shelve that one. I'll shelve it. But it's gonna be a shelf right over here. in reaching distance, just in case. The crying baby, the fetal-looking gatekeeper. Yeah, because even that gatekeeper thing looked fetal in a way. It looked kind of like a weird fetus, like a definitely. So it actually adds more credence to the abortion thing, because like she could have had an abortion when the fetus was like she was just starting her second term or something, or near the end of her first term. I don't know, like how far, like okay. I don't know when you stop abortions.
All right. I don't think that having an abortion is a sin.
Well, neither do I.
Let's just
I don't need comments about it. This isn't about that. It's about the movie.
I'm saying that maybe there was a certain amount of guilt.
Yeah.
And that she could have had an abortion, but what led to that was maybe behavior that the church or whatever, the morality police would consider to be sinful. So in that way, maybe she got pregnant, it was out of wedlock, there was lust there, you never know. And it could have culminated in an abortion, and she could have felt guilty about it. Something like that. And so the sin really at the end of the day was lust, because the
lust for smothering babies. Kirsty, I know what you're about, and I will expose you.
The Cenobites love the 7 deadlies. So
yeah, they're big about that shit.
So her sin really could have been lust, but it could have, there is some imagery in there that suggests that she could have had maybe an abortion, and they were possibly using that guilt against her to kind of feed her those hellish images. because people, regardless of what you believe, okay, this movie still has a Judeo-Christian dealio about it, only because these motherfuckers come from hell. If there's a hell, there's a heaven. This isn't a religious movie, though. We're not going to have a religious debate about shit and what's moral and what's immoral and this and that, because it's just a fucking movie. So all I'm going to say is, like, for this storyline to be a thing, there's a heaven and there's a hell. Right. So there would be like, oh, this is the sin and everything. It's fiction. Okay. I just want to get that clear in case somebody just told her, hey, man, I got to give my 2 cents about what I believe. You believe this movie's real then? No. Okay. It's Hellraiser. It's crazy, dude. It's a box that opens doors. That's not a thing. Anyway, Doug Bradley's performance is perfection. Now, later on, like, I haven't seen, I think I saw Hellraiser Hellraiser Judgment, but I haven't seen Revelations. But the Judgment one, the guy that played his part, the problem, like, I think he would have been a better replacement, because nobody's going to be happy if it's not Doug Bradley. Like, nobody's happy if it's not Freddy Krueger. Nobody's happy if it's not Kane Hodder now. It's like, but his performance, people probably would have accepted it more if he just would have done what Doug Bradley did. You know what Doug Bradley did? He just said the lines. He was very relaxed and calm. Like, this is his shit, dude. And he just said the lines. Of course, they modulated the voice. But this other guy, it's like he was really trying to evoke. And it's like, no, dude. See, this motherfucker's been doing this for him. This is nothing to him. He doesn't get into it. Dude, it's almost like boring for him, because this is just like the norm, And that's what's great about Doug Bradley's performances. He does get some rage and get up there later on. But I mean, when he's delivering these really powerful lines, it's a lot of just calm. Even his powerful lines, it's not like he's really trying to enunciate the lines. He's just, blah, 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 motherfucker. It's just his performance, the way he does it is just so natural. That's the great thing. And it's like, I feel sorry for Larry, but also not at the same time, because he's kind of a boner. It's like, Larry's not the bad guy. He's not the guy, like, that needs skin. So he's like, hey, go kill people and give me some skin because I'm a piece of shit anyway. They opened this box and started this junk. But Larry's kind of a boner, dude. Like I said, all that passive-aggressive, just kind of wiener stuff. And you're just kind of like, he's off-putting. His character is off-putting. So you kind of feel sorry for him, because you're like, I think you feel sorry for him more that Kirsty lost her dad than you do that him dying. That's what I think. The dead body with maggots spilling out of its mouth was awesome. What I thought was great about it is the abundance of maggots in that dead body's mouth. That was a lot of fucking maggots, dude. That was crazy. It was just like, ah. I'm sorry. I'm eating, what's that? Brock's? Mellow cream caramel apple candy. I love mellow cream shit. Well, jam. Say what you will. I'm a candy corn dude. Yeah. Unsubscribe. I don't give a shit. I'm going to eat candy corn all day. Okay. All the effects at the end. The scratches, the hooks, Stretchy McHook face and the smile. And Stretchy McHook face. You know, when the hooks are in like Frank Lettery's fucking face and they're all stretching it. Oh my God. All those effects are so great. The ripping and tearing. Because it's like the skin almost kind of looks like skin. You can tell it's not, you know, but the ripping and tearing and all that stuff is just like so in your face too. The way it does it up close. So it's very brutal and the effects are like really good. So, I mean, you know that they really like did a great job on the effects if they're willing to like zoom in on it where you can fucking see it. Because there's some movies where they will like pan out, maybe not put enough line on it, you know, because they're like, oh, it's not good enough, you know. But they're like right in your face with it, like, fuck yeah. I like that. When Larry Frank says Jesus wept, it's not just that. It's not that line that line itself that does it for me. It's the laugh and smile that does it, because he's just not even the licking his lips, you know, being all like gross. Jesus wept, and just that smile, just like, like I don't know. It's just so fucking evil. Frank is just a shithead, and that laugh, it's like, oh man. Well, I called him Lank also. Maybe that's why I should call him Lank instead of Larry Frank or Frank Larry. Let's call him Lank. I do wish there was more of Lank being torn apart. That's one scene that cut really quick. Because, I mean, when they did the nightmare sequence, because she wakes up right as soon as the face anyway, so it's like, oh, shit. But this one, there really should have been more footage of him just being kind of ripped apart and everything. Because, I mean, that was like, it built up to that. You know what I'm saying? And that was like the big one. That was like the big kaboom. And it was cut a little short, but I mean, you still see enough that it's like, all right. But, oh, I wish there was more. We have such sights to show you. All the classic lines that are in this movie are just great. And I mean, they are really classic, just because a lot of it, like I said, is Doug Bradley's delivery. And it's just like, those lines come across as even more powerful. Like just the way he says it, we have such sights to show you. It's not like he's yelling or just being like, oh, no, no. But just the way he says it is just so like, oh, there's something of like almost like honey in it. You know, coming from that demonic fucking character, you can almost, there's like that little bit of honey aftertaste with what he's saying, where it's like, you almost like, what kind of sights? Like the Eiffel Tower in Quai Paris? No. Like, no. And then, what's funny, now this is crazy. Now, if you've seen this movie in 4K, you'll probably have a different opinion. But for me, what's weird is the 4K almost helps the CGI look a little better. You know, like the electrical lines and everything. There's something weird where it's like, when you downscale, it really looks super fake, all the electrical CGI lines and everything. But I don't know what, maybe it's just my eyes. But once it's upscaled, it almost like fits better. It almost looks a little more realister. You know? I don't know. There's something about it, because the 4K does something to it. It adds more definition to it, I think, where it almost looks like it could be real electricity. Still not quite. But I mean, I don't know. It just kind of helps it a little better, at least for me. I don't know. The demon bone dragon at the end is cheesy, but it's also fun. I mean, you know, it's just like kind of like, what? He turns into a giant dragon bone thing and flies off with the box. It's kind of cheesy, but after you go through this movie that's just been so like serious, like deadpan fucking deadpan dark, like the whole fucking time. That is almost like a breath of fresh air at the end where you're like, oh, shit, and then it's over. And I love the ending because it's like the cycle continues. The box is always finding someone. Why? Because it looks for desire. That's right, Hellraiser. So, there we go. I've gone through the first one now, and then I'll have to do the second one. But yeah, I mean, we're starting this franchise. Hellraiser is one hell of a franchise. We're going to get into some of these movies where it's like everybody's going to go like, yeah, that one was not good. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get through it together. Because that's how we do it here. That's how we do it on Review the Interrevenant. We get through it together. But by ourselves. Because we gotta have some personal growth. You just can't lean on me forever, okay? Leave the nest, baby bird, and fly. But yeah, what I'll do is like in the info or whatever, I'll put a link for just maybe the regular Blu-ray. But I don't know, definitely if you're really into it, upgrade. I will say that the Blu-ray set is, I do believe, Region B. So yes, it is Region B. You're gonna need a Region B player for this, 4K for these. But yeah, man, that's fucking Hellraiser, yo. So I think I signed your pity on the runny kind. Good enough, and then this time. So again, next time. All right. So next time, yes, we will be doing Hellbound Hellraiser 2. I tell you what, these first 4 movies are so much fun for me. I really love the first 5 a lot. But yeah, so I'll see you next time, and we'll dive into some more Hellraiser, folks. All right, yeah, I'm out. And I come over here and I push this button and it makes the video go away. Yeah.